Hey guys, look, I just want to let you know that, yes, we have been doing the Magical a-Musings podcast thing, but after further thought, we're going to roll this into our normal podcast. This is going to be another show format, kind of like we have the Hub and the Q and stuff like that. So Magical a-Musings will now just become one of our regular shows. And so with that, we're going to continuing numbering it like the regular shows. So this will be back to 400 and stuff. So
yeah, really, we just started numbering it like that as a separate thing just because we needed an extra week or two to get things together for the 400th. So we've realized that we'll never see the 500th if we keep doing it this way. So that's why we're going to fold it into being regular shows from now on.
So this will just be kind of like our Q shows, our hub topic shows. This will just be another format of a show, Magical a-Musings. Still the same short form podcast. No change in subscription. If you subscribe to us, you're going to hear all this awesome content. So yeah, that's what we're doing. That's why the numbers are as they are. John Bubble Weekends and new listeners, welcome to Magic Our Ways, Magical a-Musings podcast, coming to you straight from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States of America. On this episode, each of us will name 3 attractions in the Animal Kingdom in Walt Disney World that we are okay to skip. For this show, we have Danny.
Yo!
Eli.
Hey!
Lee.
Hey!
Whole pattern
on mute.
going there.
Sorry.
It's all right. And myself, I am Kevin. And so each one of the guys had a chance to lead off, so I guess I'll lead off this one.
Oh, you're taking lead on
I'll take the lead on this one and throw out my first attraction that I'm okay to skip in the Magical Kingdom. And I'm going to put
Animal Kingdom, not the Magical Kingdom.
Magical Animal Kingdom.
the Magical Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
So Animal Kingdom, yes. I'm going to say any of the trails. And that includes Maharaja Jungle Trek, Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, and the Discovery Island Trails. None of those. If I don't do them, I'm not going to cry about it. If I happen to stumble upon them, I may walk a little bit. Doesn't matter. But it's not like I go seek them out.
I can see that. Absolutely 100%. I can see that.
I'd like to argue with you, but I can't.
No.
You're supposed to say, "Oh no, Kevin, that's what Animal Kingdom is about. It's about exploring and finding new things that you've never seen before and being immersed in." But it's no.
Nope.
Yeah, it's like walking through a zoo. I mean, it's like, it's cool because they have
Not a zoo, Kevin. It's not
I'm sorry,
a zoo.
it's not a zoo.
I've
It's
been
not
to the
the
zoo.
zoo.
I
Yeah,
work
it's
at
not
the
the zoo.
zoo.
You
Used
did
to
work
work
at
at the zoo. Not the zoo.
But it's like, I've been through them a couple of times. I dig it. But it's not like something I'll go out and say, I got to do this.
No.
It's not. I'm okay to totally skip it,
No, I can understand that wholeheartedly, and I would co-sign that one as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
I love atmosphere, though. So
It's a cool atmosphere. I will give you that.
like
But
when we're just wandering through, and I like wandering, especially Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom's a great park for wandering. Those trails are nice, but it's not mind-blowing
yeah,
by any stretch.
and I'm not going to go seek it out, but if I happen to stumble upon it, if I'm trying to get somewhere, I'll
Yes.
like, okay, I'll take a time, kind of
Sure.
peruse through, look through it. Oh, look, the bats. It's great. That kind of stuff.
Oh, whoa. Now, to see the bats...
The bats are pretty cool.
Yes, but to see the bats, you have to go to the conservation station, don't you?
Yes, this is true.
Okay,
You're right.
so
you're right.
now
Which
that
is
would-
also on my list. but
That would
I was
bring me
okay.
to my list, and so this is where you
All
and
right,
I
so
will...
we'll overlap, and so Danny, you'll go
overlap.
next. Yes.
The conservation station, I don't care about the anime. I'm a sucker for animation. I'm a sucker for drawing. Nice try. I ain't going.
I ain't going.
Now, let me ask you, is it because you got to take a separate train ride just to get there?
Yes.
So would you do it if you didn't have to do all that?
It's like going to Tom Sawyer's Island and seeing less.
I can see that.
Wow.
No, that's excellent. That's an excellent comparison, actually.
It's a scary comparison. Accurate, but
Because you got to take
Scary.
time to get on the vessel or the
Mhm.
mode of transportation to get to the conservation station, and you have to do the same thing when you get back. Much similar to Tom Sawyer's Island, where you got to ride the raft to get there, and then you got to wait and take time to come back.
do you even know what they're going to be drawing depending on the day? Or do they give you
An
a heads up?
animal.
Just-
Stick figures
That's how we draw Pumbaa.
with
Like
letters.
it. Wow. Okay. I hear that.
No, I
Yeah.
that was on my list too, Danny. So that's
And
Too
what does
much.
drawing have to do with the conservation station at all?
save the artists.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if anything should be in the studios, it should be. I mean, they got rid of it and they put the launch bay in there. But I mean, now that Star Wars has its own area, why can't we have that back?
That's a fair point. It's like, why can't we move all the Star Wars stuff closer to Batuu?
When we went to Disneyland and the kids all did the drawing, they enjoyed it. But I know for a fact that they'd lose their minds. It's like, okay, let's all get on the train. Let's go see this. And we're going to draw this. And like, okay, what are we going to do now? Well, now we're going to go back because that's
way back.
And it goes a little something like this.
It was on my list too. It was on my list as well. And
yeah,
even the train ride is not anything. You're just looking at nothing the whole time. It's not even like they provided you with some kind of atmosphere if you're on this train or anything. It's just, and you get over there and you're like, wow, why did I just take this train all the way over here for this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
wow.
No.
It's like
sad.
I'm very depressed right now.
I'm not concerned.
They could do something really good over there.
Yeah,
if they wanted to.
Like if you did the Disney World Railroad, you pretty much have it. That's what your scenery is.
That's a better train, actually.
Actually, it is. Now you say that.
Yeah, that's a much better train.
Okay.
No, that's fair. All right, Eli, what you got, sir?
How can I top that?
Easy.
I don't know. Is that on your list?
No, because I've never really
because you've never done it. So it is so much something that you would skip that you've skipped it every time.
I remember a long time ago, I think y'all talked about this, and you didn't give it any praise then, and that wasn't even a show about skipping it. So
that's how you know you have good friends, because we've spared you this. We've said, Eli, if you want to go, no, don't go there.
Oh, and I have not complained. That's I'm totally good with that. So I have to go with an experience that I have dealt with. I would say that the few times I've gone, I have not even had an urge to do this since I've done it once, and that was Flight of Patches. Flight of Patches?
Flight of Patches.
Oh,
Passage. Patches is Lee's dog. I don't want to see Patches fly.
I don't want to ride Lee's dog either.
I think I'd be scared if Patches started flying.
Did not want to pay a ticket for that.
Flight of Patches.
He looks like a mean dog.
I like Flight of Patches.
I am,
woof, woof.
Totally scary.
Cooking with magic, yo.
Avatar Flight of Passage is on your list.
Yes.
Can I tell you, it is on my list too.
There you go.
I was saving that because I was like, no one else is going to say this. I'm glad you had the balls to say that.
I do, because we went and we went there and we hung out there for a good part of the day, and never once did I say, hey, I got to get on. Now I did that once, and again, it was
you did it more than once.
No, huh?
When you rode the motorcycles that were supposed to be Banshees?
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah. You did it with us when we went? Yeah, we did.
You did it with us, and you did it with me and Anna separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one good time because I bought a shirt after that.
Yes,
you did. You went to the gift shop.
Okay, well, there you go. I mean, when we were there last time, I wasn't even worried about it. Yeah.
Well, last time we went on Navi River Journey.
Well, yes, and that's why I didn't put that down. I think
I like Navi River Journey.
I like Navi River Journey too.
Oh, that's true. That's trippy. Yeah, that's some trippy animatronics.
Less time waiting.
Yeah,
more atmosphere.
A lot of details in there. Yeah,
yes,
much detail.
Let's talk about that. The Avatar Flight of Passage. I don't get the hype that this ride gets.
I think it's because it's built off the Soarin' ride system. People love it, And it didn't make my list because I have something else that I would skip.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm okay skipping it if you had to.
Well, I didn't do the trail, so that's what
Like even if you have a fast pass, you end up being stuck on that bike waiting for like 5 minutes minimum in that uncomfortable position. And I just, again, the motion simulator stuff doesn't do anything for me. Kind of makes me a little queasy at the end.
Well, for the most part, for the flight, if you will, you're running all the time. I mean, it's got its cool visual when you first encounter it.
As long as you don't look left or right.
This is true.
Sure. I mean, yeah, it's like soaring. If you look left or right, oh shoot, I just ruined the visual.
Yes. You look at if you look at that, hey, like, all right, I'm up and up, but you're not really engaging anything in there. I mean, I think that's another...
Other than the screen, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's another feature to have. And I mean, in the time where you have a ride or an attraction like Smuggler's Run, I know we talked about, other lands in previous episodes, but that's at least somewhat interactive, and in this case, you're just reacting to your environment, which is fun the first couple of times, but not for multiple times. You got to interact if you're going to do it multiple times.
You mean you're not interacting with that breathing banshee between your legs?
I mean, we got to breathe on something else at least for it to get off this list.
If I hadn't already seen what I stepped on before I got, there's at no point in time where the illusion came to me. I am really, having to get set in that uncomfortable hunk of plastic, there's no point that I've ever convinced myself when I'm riding this attraction, I am riding on a bench.
I'm on a bench.
It's me.
I can
Yay.
feel it. Like, it feels so mechanical. Like, even the breathing, like it's like Darth Vader.
Push, push.
Lamar's class helped.
That's right.
Doesn't feel natural to me. The whole thing feels wrong. No, I'm with Eli 100%. Having rode Navi River journaling finally and really kind of like experiencing it for myself, I would do that 5 times more than I would do that.
I could see that.
The
I would too.
Flight of Passage.
Yeah,
I like Navi River Journey.
And like for what, like I could probably ride it 5 times before I got to ride Flight of Passage once.
This is
that's
true.
a very accurate statement, and that's with people in those go-karts or whatever in the lines ahead of us.
That's right.
I say, I guess you're going to save money on your next trip, so you don't have to pay for that individual lightning pass, whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm
for
saving
Flights of
money.
Passage.
No, I
You're going to
ain't
be
doing
saving
it.
some money.
Unless I'm with people who want to do it. Again, I don't have anything against doing it. I don't hate it. I would do it, but I'm just saying I don't get
You're
it.
not going to
Like,
go out searching
yeah,
for it.
That's
Yeah.
all. You're
Yeah.
right. You know, that's always a good provision to say. I forget these are like multiple episodes. It's not
Right.
saying we hate the rides. It's
100%.
just saying if there
we
was.
should probably lead. Now you say
Yeah.
we should probably lead off every episode saying we're not saying we hate this.
yeah.
stuff. We like it. We like it a lot. It's just
This is something we would skip.
If you had to choose, and you got to go, like you got to say, hey, you can either do this ride or get a massage. I'm getting a massage. You know, like there's some rides I'm like, I won't do that.
That's fair.
But yeah, that's the kind of
Well, you get a
criteria
massage
we're
between your
using.
legs, though.
the best massage ever.
Yeah, but that's from a winged beast that's sending me to death. I may as well get married again if I want
It's
that.
not senses.
It's definitely not.
Well, that banshee is way more gentle than your ex-wife.
I don't know. Did you try the shirt?
way more forgiving too.
And
Ooh,
fit.
woo. I gotta walk
man.
away. I'm about to cry. I want to skip that part of my memory right now.
Arayo, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, man. Well, I didn't put it on my skip list, and I would say that I don't want to skip it. But the funny thing is that not this time that we went, but the previous time when I took my son, I did skip it. It was you were gonna have to wait hour, 2 hours, whatever the wait was, and I believe it was close to 2 hours. And I definitely skipped it that time. I'm like, I'm not waiting 2 hours for anything. I don't care how good it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know that, again, I definitely didn't put it on my list, but I put it with a little star next to it because if I got to wait an hour, I'm definitely skipping it.
Well, it's like me with Peter Pan. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'm definitely skipping it in that case.
And missing nothing and going home with no regrets. Like, oh my God, I wish I stared at a TV screen.
Yeah.
for 5 minutes.
My Oculus Pro.
But I will
Right.
say, like, if you've never
Wow.
done it before, you may regret not doing it because
Sure.
everyone's going to ask you, did you ride Flights of Passage? What did you think about Flights of Passage? Did you ride that one in Animal Kingdom? What did you think about it? And if you don't get to, then yeah, that's tough. But I've done it before, and now I'm like, all right, if I don't get to do it, I'll live because I'll know I'm coming back a year from now and I'll do it then.
But then that just go for everything. Is like if it's something new, like I'm sure there's people right now if they don't get to ride Remy
Remy.
or like
Yeah.
oh my God, I really missed it. And it's like yeah, all right.
You're okay. Yeah, I can see that.
It was a good ride, but
Yeah.
It
all right.
doesn't, and I think that's the thing. Like initially, when flights, I'm just gonna say that first came out, I remember the job I worked at. A guy had just came from Disney, and he was raving about it. So I was like, I gotta try it. Now, granted, I'm skipping this ride. I don't even know what that dude is to this day. But I think the thing is you always want to have that one ride when you go to that park. You're like, oh man, that's my go-to. Like Philhar Magic, I love to go there.
Oh, I'm with you,
I would
100%.
never put that on the list. As,
Nope.
Yeah.
So for the people listening, that's that's what we're
That's a must
go
do.
with. Right.
Absolutely.
Totally.
All right. So, Lee, did you have one?
I do, and I think I'm probably stating the obvious, but Kite Tails, woo!
That was on my list. Yeah.
It
I could
is
skip that.
Number one with the bullet. Like,
really.
With
oh man, I will never, ever, ever watch that show again. I will. It's not just the show itself that's not great. It's that you're also sitting there baking in the sun while watching this thing. It is. I hate it. Like, I know
Say how
I
you
know
really
this is not a
feel.
list of shows that we hate, or rides we hate, but
But to be fair, you saw it and everything, so that's
it is garbage, man.
Wow.
I don't understand it. I've never heard anyone that just said they loved it, but I don't get it, man. And again, that theater was built for a nighttime show, and now we're sitting in the Florida heat, 100 degrees out, watching this thing, and no, skip it every time.
I don't blame you. 100% agree with you. Like they could not get anything in there when they were doing the whole river show, right? When they were doing the
Rivers of Light.
I would never put it on there for the same reason that I would not put Rivers of Light on there, which is I've seen both the Kite Tales show and the Rivers of Light show online because I've been warned so much by knowledgeable people to skip them that I've never felt the need to do them. And I mean, Eli and I closed out Animal Kingdom that night. We could have easily gone after y'all left, and we chose not to.
No beef.
Although Pandora at night is awesome.
Pandora a la noche.
That was the thing. He was like, you gotta check this out.
We stayed and
Mucho bella.
He and I drank a lot, and then we drank coffee to sober up a little. Well, I drank coffee. I don't think he drank.
I was just
probably had chocolate milk.
I was living off the dream.
Right.
I was sober.
And we just waited until it got night so we could just walk around Pandora.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous place.
Awesome.
Yeah. All the stuff that looks fake and stupid in the day, it looks awesome.
It's tripped out as hell.
That's when to go, right? Is at night.
At night, yes.
So I'll give you another one.
Okay. What you got?
Unless anybody else has something they want to say.
No, my list is exhausted. Go for it.
You're exhausted?
I'm exhausted.
E?
I mean, I got like thoughts.
All right, you got thoughts? Okay.
Right,
But you come in with something solid.
I do have something solid because this should be on the list, but there again, I'm foreseeing into the future. I'm with Kevin with the whole trails thing, and then there was Avatar Flight of Passage, and it was a conservation station, and that was my 3 because I really did not experience Kite Tales personally, so I wasn't going to mark it as such. But I have experienced something, but I haven't experienced what's to come. But I think I know enough about this stuff to be able to extrapolate, and that's the Finding Nemo musical that's coming. For those who are listening, and I know it's opening in 2022, this is an honorable mention. That's why I'm not listing it as one of them, but it will easily make the list. I will go see it once, but I hated Finding Nemo, the musical, the first one. I did not like Finding Dory, the movie.
Yes, we both were. Yeah.
Yes. So to watch a musical based more around Finding Dory, no, I don't want to.
For emotional reasons, I won't discuss live. I cannot see that.
No, I cannot.
I can see that.
See that being anything good. And I mean, look, I'm tough with this stuff. Like, I don't like live shows. I just don't.
Have we ever seen that show? Because I remember just walking past. I don't think I've ever seen
Nemo?
it.
Yes, I've seen Nemo. And I remember me and my brother-in-law looking at each other like, what the
hell is going on?
If you know Aaron, you know there's a lot of obscenities beyond that sentence.
Ooh, we got to pull a lot of episodes showing it. Yeah.
Like, I love Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is probably one of my favorite Pixar movies, if not the favorite. No. Well, that's another conversation.
That's another guy. Yeah.
Top 5 Pixar movies. That's a great conversation for Magical Amusings or 3 or whatever. But
this new one,
Big Blue World.
Yeah.
Sing it, Kevin. About to cry right now. Sing it, Kevin.
In the big blue
there was
balls.
I mean, you're a musician. Was there any original music created in this musical that you were just like, oh, that's awesome? That's a great song.
It's it's funny because when I go to Disney Park, it's like that's my world. I do musicals and stuff in and around the New Orleans area, but it's like those kind of things I don't seek out. Now, here's the thing, I'll go see it. I appreciate the artists that are involved with it, the people that design it, the people that are acting, all that kind of stuff. Sound designers, great work, lighting designers, whatever.
100%.
It's awesome. I support that and everything else, but it's like I don't want to go there and see it. Right. I'll go see it once, and then that's all I need to see. I don't have to go back again. It's not something that's like really going to catch me. Now, I mean, all the exception of that, I guess, would be Legend of the Lion King. I do enjoy that show. It's just something fun about that. I never
enjoyed that show.
Really? I enjoyed that show.
I think part of the reason I hated that show is because I knew that was the placeholder for Beastly Kingdom. And because that show hit off so big that was one of a multitude of reasons that Beastly Kingdom didn't get built. But just it was, even if it was like a 1% complicit, I have to hate you now.
Yeah, I know. I understand. Yeah, I can totally see that.
I cannot describe to you. I must hate you.
I completely see that. Yeah, I mean, I know. I appreciate the artistry that went into making this stuff, but it's not one of those things that.
And they really were old parade floats.
They were, yeah, there definitely were.
So,
I like the songs. I like the Tumble Monkeys are fun, but that's about it.
I mean, I'll be fair. I didn't care for the Frozen sing along, the Beauty and the Beast stage show. I didn't care for Ariel's. What was the thing over at Hollywood Studios?
Oh, Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
Voyage of the Little Mermaid. Yeah. Didn't hate them, just like, okay.
You didn't seek them out.
I've seen the movie. Why would I want to see a lesser version? It's
Maybe
like
you didn't see the movie, want to save the money while you were there. Get the cliff notes.
That's exactly what it was. It's the cliff notes of the movie. But yeah, no, it's like watching your kids act out the scenes. Like, Dad, do you want to see me do
With lasers.
Yes.
Oh my
I can
goodness.
see that. Cool. What else we got?
Oh, man.
Anything else? Anything?
I got another one on my list.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
Okay.
good.
What you got?
Yeah, I do have another one.
All right.
Holly River Rapids.
Whew.
That's
I
an
know.
interesting one.
Wow.
I don't dislike
know.
it, but it's like every time. I think I miss it because it's always closed.
I can see it.
I can see it too.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that I hate it. It's just that every time we're in the park and it's like, you guys want to go on there? I'm like, don't want to get wet? Don't want to get soaked to the bone? Not really. I'm just going to, no, I don't want to do that. I'm skipping it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
That's like the last thing you may do if you feel like it and you haven't eaten.
That's the last thing you should do, like before you go back to the hotel and change.
I don't think eating has anything to do with it. I think it's, maybe a little bit. Like if you got to go to a restaurant.
I was going to let
Yeah.
you finish
Okay.
it, but yeah.
I thought you meant like eating, like in the sense of, if on an empty stomach, you can get a little nauseous kind of eating.
No.
But yes, if you have somewhere to go. But that's why they invented these 99-cent thing called ponchos.
Yeah, you get them. Yeah. You
Yeah,
could
your
have
feet
that.
still get wet and everything. Like your shoes get soaked.
Oh,
in there.
if
It pours
you've-
in there.
Well, Lee's a shoe man. Lee care about his shoes
He
more
does.
so than the average human being. But he
Yeah.
care for his stuff.
If you're an old pro, you know enough to take off your shoes when you go on.
That's true.
dude. Oh, you
Because
ride it barefoot?
we have where you take off the shoes and you
Really?
put it.
Yeah.
Well, not me, but there have been people that I've ridden with that were so conscious.
Conscious.
I guess you would say
Conscious.
Conscientious.
of what would happen. That
Yes.
not Jiminy Cricket, but
Yeah.
conscious,
Conscious.
not conscience,
Constant.
and they would put their shoes up into the little
the little
little
centerpiece.
circle,
Yeah,
yeah.
where
little
you put your
centerpiece, or
driving
they
gear.
would hold them in their hands
I could see that.
Oh.
and put them in their poncho.
And then they got their technical shot later when they got back home to make sure no staff issues happen.
Well, that's what I wore. I wore sandals when I'd go around on the ride.
Yeah.
No, I think Kali River Rapids, to Lee's point, it's one of those rides where I don't really want to do that because I don't want to. But once you do it, you just have so much fun. We're like,
It is fun.
let's keep going. Keep that thing going. Once you've done it, once you've crossed that thing, once you've crossed the barrier of fear and just let's keep it going. I have been on that ride with my whole family and we've been all like, one more time. Come on, keep it going. And they've done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they have done it. Like
yeah.
I have pictures of us like I'll never forget me and my father-in-law and my daughter and my wife and my in-laws that we all rode that on the advent of a hurricane that was coming through Walt Disney World. We actually went to go eat at Chef de France in the middle of it wasn't a hurricane, it was a tropical storm though. And we went to go to Chef de My wife, my daughter and my father-in-law bowed out at that point in time. My daughter didn't want to, but they kind of were like, no, be safe.
Yeah.
But we were walking sideways in the wind to get to Chef de France. If my sister is listening, which she often does, which is why Eli's going to get his ass whooped at some point in time by her personal trainer.
I'm bringing the pencil with me now.
We'll explain that on Patreon if you want to
Yes.
subscribe. We'll
Yeah.
see
See me get-
exactly what we're talking about.
See me fight for my life? Thanks.
She'll tell you we lived the real maelstrom.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kali River Rapids has a very special place for me. So,
It is. It's
It's fond memories for you.
yeah, it's very fond memories. I've never learned to fight for my life so much faster.
like if you put a gun in my head and said, what is the one ride that your family has to do together? It's Kali River Rapids.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Having said that, to Lee's point, I understand it. You do. It's almost like it's like that the thing that you're afraid of that you do it and all of a sudden you're like, oh, that was the funnest thing, and then you're gonna do it again, but you're scared again.
It's a
like-
commitment.
It is.
It's a
Well,
commitment.
yeah, it's the thing is because
Yeah.
for me, it's like when you go on a rapid ride, you expect to get wet,
Mm-hmm.
but then you don't want to get wet. So
Right.
then you're caught in that little limbo.
That's
It's like
exactly
Splash
it.
Mountain. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Exactly.
I know I'm going to get wet. I love
Mhm.
to get wet, but I don't want to get wet right now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly the thing. That's why I was kind of like an opinion piece for me. But yeah, that was something I would put on there as an honorable mention because it's a devotion. If you say you're going to make that decision, you're soaked. There's just no way about it.
I was trying to think of an analogy. It's like going to a haunted house.
Okay.
No one wants to be scared to the point of, oh my God, like they look like a wuss. But the whole point of going to a haunted house is to get
They
scared.
get scared, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when you walk out of the haunted house, you're like, that was awesome.
Let's do
That
it
was
again.
great. Let's
Yeah.
do it again. Yes. you had so much fun because now you know, and that was cool, and things can change, and maybe it's you, and maybe you do get scared. Maybe the jump scared for you, and it wasn't to the guy. But that's what Kali River Rapids is to me.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like, hey, we can't get any wetter. Oh, yes, you can.
Oh, yes, you
and
can.
you do, yeah.
You got some fast things to do. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good moments for me. Absolutely.
But not a bad call out. Not a bad. I was expecting that one to be on there.
So what I definitely had was Flights of Wonder, which I was a fan of the original, which turned into the Up, which I saw that once, but then I hear they're going to redo it again. And I will skip that one for two reasons.
That's a good idea.
One, because I love the original. I saw that multiple times. Look, I'm sorry. If a bird can fly out of nowhere and snatch money out your hand quicker than my ex-wife,
that's a bird you want.
I'm like, wow, that's a Batman villain right there, training birds to fly. But then they changed it, and it didn't have the same magic to it. I know COVID's happened, and so I know that stopped the show. But my theory is, what are they going to turn it or morph it into next? And I was such a fan of the original, kind of like what you said, earlier with Nemo. You don't know what you're going to get going forward. But I didn't like the second incarnation of it. And so, I think I can walk past it.
I can understand that.
100%.
The third movie in the franchise is hard. It's almost always not going to be as good as the original.
Yeah, I love Eddie Murphy to death. Any person will tell you, but Beverly Hills Cop 3 was tough to take. So that's
fair.
Except
No,
for
that's
Alice
fair.
DeWall.
Alice DeWall. Everybody loves Alice DeWall.
I saw the Up show and it was not good.
It was down. It brought you down. You're not good.
There's no reason for there to be anything to do with Up in that show. Could have just brought some birds out and did the same thing, but they had to put those characters in there for a reason, and it was
synergy.
Dumb. Didn't make any sense.
Did not work.
It never meshed. It never meshed. And with the original, I think I still have this on film. I was always a fan of when the Bald Eagle came out.
Yeah, you wanted to salute it.
Yeah, and I was like, whoo. And then I remember the last time it was the original one before they were changing it, I think the bird knew it was up. It flapped his wings and just took this big dump right on the stage. I got that on film, I swear. And, I think...
So what you're saying is that dump was more entertaining than the new Up show that we got.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable.
That's right. Even the ball, even America knew take a dump on that second incarnation. Yes.
That's awesome.
Did you salute when he took the
I couldn't because I was like, holy crap, America's taking a dump on stage.
That's America's dump.
I'm filming this. This is going on Instagram. Before that, if I was on the TikTok stuff back then when that happened, that
you would have had it up.
I think I would have blew up. I'd have been on Jimmy Fallon or
1 million
like that.
followers.
Yep, just like that. I was ahead of my time.
Well, guys, look, this brings us to the end of our discussion, and always on the Magic Our Way podcast, your opinions are always welcome on this show.
Yes. Hopefully we mused and amused.
Absolutely. So if you want to share your opinions, you can do so through the following ways. Shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com, or you can call or leave us a text message at 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That is
1-815-MOWEEKEND
669-4226. And there's a bunch of ways to support all of us. Go to ivorycomics.com, buy some of his comic books.
Please.
You want to book a vacation down so you could check out Animal Kingdom? Book it through Lee. Shoot him an email at lee@magicourway.com. Also support the show as a whole at patreon.com/magicourway.
We got all your Disney needs covered, because even if you wanted to buy a Disney book or something that we have nothing to do with, go to our Amazon store.
Yeah, go to our Amazon store, amazon.com/magicourway. And you can find that all on our website, magicourway.com. So guys, look, thanks for listening. Magic out.
Hey, it's Lee from the Magic Our Way podcast, and when I'm not stuffing tacos down my throat, I'm listening to the Mad